starting a little bit early today. Gonna be working on an elven and gunsmith, a gunslinger today. It's gonna be awesome. I see Sarah's already here. Oh yeah, no worry. You gotta sleep when you're sick. If I have a cold, I sleep like 14 hours a day, I swear. Alright, cool. Always making sure there's a good balance of audio. I always test it beforehand too, but it always sounds a little different actually streaming on YouTube. Alright, let me get everything set up. So I got live chat going so I can see it. Bam. Alright, and then the reference is going to be this. I'm going to have it here for a second because I've had issues with my live streams getting taken down before if I have like Google Images up. That's kind of what I'm basing it off of. I'll probably stick to the design somewhat closely relative to how I normally do, just because I love it. It's so cool. The main thing I'm going to change is how the pants fit. I think the pants fit a little weird in the drawing, and she has like an extra shirt, it almost seems like, that's like half attached. I'm not going to have that either because I just think it makes the silhouette confusing. So yes, let's go ahead and get rolling. Hope you guys have been well. I had a really good weekend. I've been playing Overwatch a lot again. They recently balanced the game like 2 weeks ago. I mean, they're always balancing it, but they actually did a really good job this time. So it's making the game a lot less frustrating. And I'm not very good, so when it's like broken, it really affects me. I'm also excited for this month's release because I'm going to be doing my very first pinup. That's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to showing people like my impression, like what a pinup is. There's a way to do it with being sexy without being trashy. Alright, I'm trying to think. Elven features, really pointed nose. I has to give like a little upturned nose, which is more fairy-like, I guess, but I enjoy it. Really high cheekbones, because that's how I roll. And give her more of a frown, actually, because I think I'm going to make her a little more tough. I've been making so many smiley characters because I've been working on my Townsfolk Kickstarter a lot, and recently did the first kids I've ever worked on, and they're both smiling. And then I think I made, what was the other character I made? I think it was the dwarf brewer, also smiling, which is fun. I've been doing a lot of smiley characters. It's about time to do an edgy one. Make her chin a little bit more pointed. Really long neck. I think I'm going to keep that. I'll probably give her like a collar of some sort because this is supposed to be steampunk, which I've never done before. But when I look at something, I know if it feels steampunk or not. I feel like there's a really, really fine line between steampunk and Western with just more gears. So I'm going to try to find a good happy medium between the two. We'll see. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's get some eyelashes in here. I don't know what this is interesting. I don't know what this is talking about. I'm just going to cancel it and delete this. I think it's because I had something that had multiple subdivision levels I was trying to import on top of it, and it didn't like that. We'll see. Yep, that was it. Now it's working like normal. These eyelashes have gotten so much use. Oh my goodness. Maybe a little bit too much use, but they work so well. Alright, she's looking very, very elfy to me. Gonna increase the resolution just a bit. Also gonna re-poly paint the eyes because they get this really weird, not completely solid look when I go up to a higher subdivision level. Also gonna add a little bit of color to her face. Doesn't look so dead inside. All right, let's go ahead and get some eyebrows on here. Oh, I didn't put any music for myself in the background. Oh my gosh, it just feels so quiet. Do, do, do. There we go. A little too much eyebrow. Let's try this. Still too much. That's workable. Let's see. I don't know what color I'm gonna make her hair. Since I saw the red, now I'm kind of leaning towards that. But I feel like dark hair would be nice. Gonna use the pinch brush to shape them a bit. Because obviously I don't want her eyebrows that thick. I'm also going to lower the intensity of my smooth brush. I've been doing that a lot recently. And then going in with Damp Standard and Alt to kind of just bring out the shape a little bit. These are definitely a different shape eyebrow versus what I normally do. Just kind of intentional. Let's try and go something a little bit more flat, a little more harsh. I do this really like rough block out texture because it's like the only thing that will catch paint. Otherwise, when you make it this small, which that's about where she's going to be, it's like impossible to paint. I go in with Damp Standard again to define her eyes a little bit better. First I'm going to hide her eyeball, otherwise that's going to deform with this. I don't want that to happen. There we go. So that small difference right there goes a long way. I'm still working on making my models like paint friendly versus, I mean, still looking like something that I like. It's kind of a tricky balance. All right, let's give her hair of some sort. Not sure what kind of hair I want to do. Sarah says she's attached too much eyebrow. I think if I meant earlier, she only looks like Might. Giles? Relative. Naruto, if you didn't get the reference. I have seen some Naruto, but yeah, you're right, I'm not grabbing the reference. I was thinking just a ridiculous eyebrow guy. The circle eyes. I know him. I thought his name was Lee, though. Probably not. I'm just making it up. That's what my brain remembers, though. Alright. I have some hair bases. Let's see if there's one that I like. I'm thinking something like more side-swept. That says side-swept. With that perspective, it looks so weird. Alright. Turn on transparency. I'm probably going to Dynamesh this to the super low resolution too. because I'm not really going to keep any of this. It's just a faster shape. Yeah, it's weirdly flat right here. You know what? Maybe I will keep more of this than I thought. This actually looks pretty close to what I was imagining. Still dialing in her hairline so she doesn't look like she's balding. Just need to push all of it over still and bring it down. Turn off perspective. Yeah, see, from out perspective on, it's looking the way I expect it to, but with it, it's a little flat on the left side. So I'll go with and without perspective, going back and forth. Gosh, I love the spiral brush so much. I use it in like every model for something or another at this point. So I'm gonna have to decide like what's going on with her hair right here. Like this piece right here, like her bangs, it needs to go somewhere. Maybe I'll end it in like a big swirl right here. I think that'd be nice. I can do that. Not quite that much swirl, but I do like it. I don't know why I'm trying to show her ear so much. I'm realizing that her ear wouldn't poke out. I don't know. I was set on that. No, her ear would be covered by her hair. Yeah, there we go. That was a weird fight I was fighting. All right, well, she's already come a long way from the first like 5 minutes of working on her. There we go. So that's before, it's the after. It's really important to like actually have a crease in their hair. I still feel like the front of her hair is a little flat. But I can get to that later. I'm gonna merge her eyebrows, eyelashes, and hair, just have them out of the way. I'll usually split them up again later. All right. Now I'm just thinking about how I want to dress her up. We'll see. Oh, what's up, Hephaestus? I was like, catch on my own words. Just got home to watch stream. Hope I haven't missed a putty cameo. I was gonna say purdy cameo. You've not. He's just laying on the floor next to me. But since you brought him up, I think I can get him in the frame. Let's see. Come on, camera. Yep, there he is. Boop. He's very asleep. He's a very good boy, though. Buddy. Buddy. Yeah, he's dead asleep. Boop. And back. Having a hard time reading today. Even like Sarah's comment, I was like, blah, blah, blah. All of the sugar at the bottom has like sunk to the bottom of this. Need to shake this up. But the caps on these are like notoriously bad. There we go. That's better. All right. So I do want kind of like a leather corset almost, just with lots of belts and stuff. I recently did that on my Tiefling Alchemist. So this should look somewhat similar to my Tiefling Alchemist, but with pants instead of a dress. We'll see. Yeah, very sleepy doggo. He's only been on one walk today, so I don't know why he's so tired. We usually go on like 3 walks a day. Going around our apartment complex is like exactly a half mile, which is like the perfect increment. Every now and again we'll do 2 laps, but he's usually not up for it. He gets very sleepy. All right. Where is that new brush thing I got that I like so much? I think it's med belts. Yeah. Yeah, it was this piece that I really liked using for the front. Let's see. But instead of having it so high, I think I'm gonna have it more around her waist. For the alchemist, I have it like right under her bust. I think this is gonna be perfect for what I'm wanting to do. All right. Taper it a little bit to get closer to shape. And then like what's supposed to happen is there's a matchmaker brush that just does not want to work with me. But if this did work, it'd be really cool. See, that's not it's not what it's supposed to do. Oops, I have this connected to her hair, and that looks scary. Alright, let's go ahead and separate these really quick. Split mass points. There we go. Let's see if I can experiment this for a second. I'll grab like a cube. Because I swear I've used a matchmaker brush before. Not practically, but like testing it. And it worked really well. So I don't know what the dealio is, but it's just being difficult. See, that worked. I now have boob shape. That's what it should do, because that's what's behind it. But with this, it's just being dumb. If I go and shape this, it's just so exaggerated. Like it completely disappears. What is up with you? Why are you like that? And what is going on the edges? I want to say it's a topology issue. So what if I subdivide you? Let's do divide no shrink. Let's try that instead. Where is it? There's my button. That did a better job. Divide one more time. Oh, that did work a lot better actually. Okay. You can make it a little bit smaller because I think the brush gets really confused when there's nothing behind it. Oh yeah, that works much better. Nifty. Like it is still disappearing, but all I have to do is grab my move brush and pull it out on the sides, and it just takes like, yeah, it's pretty much done. The color I know is a little off-putting, so there we go. I'm gonna delete the cube. It is showing the line from her clothes, so let's get rid of them briefly. Where's matchmaker brush? There you are. And turn off RGB. That's just being obnoxious. All right. Now I can put her clothes back on. And bring this out. And that's so much easier than just pulling it back in the first place. Because I had symmetry turned on, the center belt got a little weird. That's okay. All right. There's a few other funny things going on here that I can fix. So this pink part is losing thickness where it shouldn't. So to fix that, I'll just go with backface mask and move. And just add some thickness to it really quickly. I think it's all I really need to do. Now look at the entire thing without perspective and just drag the whole thing back a little bit. Because this obviously brush wasn't made with the intent of 3D printing, it was just really simple outline of topology. There we go. And now it's 3D printer friendly. Alright, these little knobs I want to give a little more attention, so I will inflate them. Also go in with the move brush. I don't know if you guys can hear Petty snoring, but he's snoring really loud now. Go with trim dynamic and kind of clean up this front-facing belt right here that got a little confused. All right, there's a lot of detail going on right here, so that's going to paint really well. Happy with that. All right, very cool. And that should be pretty easy to continue this shape around the back too. And make it just a little bit more form-fitting. Or maybe not. I don't want her like too impossibly skinny. She's already pretty thin. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Move this up. There we go. I want to make this as big as possible because it's a really cool detailed piece. So I'm thinking like that. I like it. Now I'm trying to think of how I'm going to continue this around the back. I'm thinking I can just grab this blue piece right here. We'll see. Let me go ahead and delete subdivision levels, split mass points. I will take one copy of this, duplicate it and merge it back to what it was, and now I'm left with another piece. With that piece, I can flip it 180 and maybe just put it back. I don't know. Let's try mirroring it instead. There we go. That did a better job than I did. And then maybe the matchmaker brush? Maybe not. I need to look this up. Obviously, I don't understand how this brush is supposed to work, but I get what it could do, and I think that's cool. Yeah, hide everything else for a second, and let's see if I can get this. Yeah, it definitely gets confused if you overlap at all. I know I don't need it that close. It can be super far away. See, why are you glitching on one side but not the other? I don't understand that. Now this just like fits to her butt weirdly. This is just me trying to figure out this brush and not succeeding. All right, that didn't work. Instead, I will just do what I normally do, which is, how do I want to make this belt? I just know there's an easier way to do this. It's not coming to mind. Oh well. This is going to look much better than what I was doing before. There we go. And in that seam, I can put a little object there later. But that looks much nicer. I kind of regret spending so much time on trying to flip this. But I don't know. I thought it would work. It didn't. Note to self for later. I do have a kind of a funny glitch happening right here. Let's see if I can get rid of that quickly. Yep, I can just smooth it away. See, like it was never there. All right, I'm happy with this piece. Before I forget, with this one, I'm going to add a crease to this edge because as I subdivide it, I want to make sure that I don't lose that. So go to crease and edge loop complete. There we go. Tap, tap. I think that should be it. And so now I go to divide. It maintains shape while giving me more polygons. These buttons don't look very good. Because they're missing a loop. What if I just do close holes? Aha, fixed it. Excellent. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna merge these two pieces together and then play with the shape a little bit more. I'll definitely need to put like a gun holster on here too. All right, how do I want this to connect? I have a really nice seam brush that I'll probably use to do the stitching. So now I'm kind of playing with, do I want this to come down or go up or just kind of stay where it's at? I always go into transparency when I make sure that it actually has a good fit. Like this is way far off her back. I didn't realize that. All right, there we go. Cute. It's time to move on onto a different thing to work on. All right, the topology on this is really weird because I just extracted it. So I will do zero mesher with adapt. Much nicer, and I'll have it a few times. How old is he? He might just be getting old. Yeah, he's 7.5, so he is starting to get kind of old. Where'd he go? Oh, well, he's gone. And here it says, this is fun to watch, but where if I was working, I'd move to polygonal modeling myself in Maya or Blender. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't want to make this thing from scratch, though. All right. Ooh, I do like that color. I might go with a darker color scheme. Go. This I still want to be like a tan color though. All right, how do I want these to fit? I'm gonna give her small boots, so I'm thinking just like a small flare so you can still see the shoes. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna put some sort of belt either on her leg, like a holster or something, just because like that screams more steampunk to me. As of right now, kind of saying pirate, kind of saying thief. I just want to get a boot shape to work off of. I think this one will work for what I'm wanting. Yeah, I can reuse this. I'm gonna change it quite a bit. Gonna zero mesh this a bunch of times. I also probably could have dynamesh it really low too. We'll see. This should work fine. I need to add a sole to this, and then I'm probably gonna add a, I don't know what that front tongue is called, or piece. I think it's called a tongue. There we go, just have a small boot shape. Go to display properties and turn on both sides. There we go, just so it's easier to see. Also gonna make everything a little bit brighter because if I think it's dark, I know it's gonna show up much darker on your guys' side. This is a really cheap and easy way to add a soul to this. Not super clean, but it works. Right. Turn on transparency and see this would fit her foot more or less. I'm gonna go to her actual body and just hide her feet. Boop, it's gone. I wanted to add a bunch of like cute little belts and details in the front of these shoes, but I like the flare pants too, so this might not be worth all the effort. I might just put like one on there. Where is my curve brush? It's up here. No. I recently reset some of my brushes, so now I don't remember where anything is. Where are you? There you are. There we go. And probably add a large buckle on this side, and maybe another strap across the center. I'm also gonna crease the edge of this as well. There we go. I might retopologize these shoes later too, just so I have a nicer boot base to work with. I missed one of the edges. There we go. Now it subdivides a lot nicer. And where is buckle? Right here. Oops, need to delete subdivision levels. I need to add like a piece that's sticking out. So I hope I can just draw like a small strap and that will work. I need to dock this brush. My goodness, I keep losing it. There we go. And then later I can blend the seam right here. I'm not sure what color I want this to be. That edge is so ugly. I'm probably gonna just re-apologize this later. The whole thing needs to be a bit taller too. There we go. Now a foot can fit in there. It'd be cool if I could just duplicate this and fit it right here. Let's see if it's gonna be a pain or not. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I need to adjust this back strap right here. Happy with those. Probably add some holes for more belt loops or belt spots later on. Now just improving the fit of her shirt, and also just thinking about what other details I want to add to this. Go ahead and save this really quick as well. There we go. Oh, I missed something. Uno momento. I see Grim Nation Hobbies is here. I think you're new. Hello, welcome. Sarah says, those flared pants reminded me of an old set I used to have. Man, those were comfortable. Yeah, I know, my favorite pair of jeans ever had like a really wide boot cut like this. Wider than this, actually. But yeah, eventually they just got so many holes in them. I was like, okay, now it's not fashionable. These just don't fit anymore. It was a sad day. Oops. There we go. Right now, just adjusting the fit of the pants, making sure they have the shape that I want them to. Turn on transparency to make sure it's fitting. Yeah, pretty happy with that. What else do I want to add to this? Something to her shoulders or her arms. I can use this for a really quick gun holster. Just leave it like that for now, like not really fitting. And I'll think about it later because I'm not sure what kind of gunning we give her. I was thinking kind of like a shotgun, but I'm not totally sure. So I will wait on that. I think about some sort of like arm shoulder belt thing. I'm trying to think of why I would do that. They always look cool with the strap across their chest. I'm like, what was that before? You could fit like ammo on it or something. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm just playing with it. Grim said, yep, brand new. Just discover your Patreon today. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought I sent you a welcome message. There was like quite a few new people today, actually. I'm not sure where you guys all came from, but hello. Hey, welcome to the chaos. Yes. Okay, definitely putting this on. Weird. Alright, so I have this as its own object. My only problem with this is that it's starting to get a little too close to the concept art I'm referencing, and I usually don't have that problem, but I'm not super comfortable with steampunk designs. I just haven't done any before. So like my brain of design is just kind of like, yep, belts, belts. There you go. That's steampunk, which obviously there's more to it than that. But I do like it, and this is what I got so far. I know once I pose and detail her, she's gonna look significantly different, but I'm just trying to be cautious of that. I can't stand people have concept art or just like references and they just copy the references, and I'm like, that's not a reference if you're copying it, you know? All right. I mean, obviously, if you're just making like a shoe or something, it's fine. But for stuff like this, I try to be more thoughtful. There we go, and then I'll add more little like buckles and stuff for how this all fits together. Still playing a lot with shapes right now and seeing like, what do I really want to do with this? I'll probably do stitches down the front of her shirt as well. Gosh, this curved strap snap, curved strap snap brush has been like my best friend today. It usually gets a fair amount of use, but not this much. right, all these different pieces, I'm gonna merge them down, I can deal with them later. I like this more as the detail is coming together. I have 2 copies of this shirt right now just to kind of play around with how I want to style it. I'm at the point now where I can like kind of see what she's gonna look like when she's finished. She has a ways to go, obviously, but I'm like, okay, this is gonna be pretty cool. Dude, what did I miss in the chat? Oh yeah, Blunderbuss would be cool. Graham says, can't speak for others. I just searched your Patreon from interest today and decided on yours. Oh, well, I feel honored. There's a lot out there. As for steampunk look, give her goggles, right? I feel like that's just like flawless. Like you can't go wrong with goggles. I'm doing 2 other characters. It'll be a pinup, which my first pinup, which I'm excited about, and this like elven alchemist who looks all chaotic. I don't know. I probably wouldn't give him like those aviator like style goggles, but for her, yeah, no, I think that could work really well actually. Can put them like in her hair, almost like a hairband or something. That could be cool. Sarah says goggles are a good idea. Keeps any smoke from fire and getting to your eyes. It's very functional. And you can also pull up images of Edward Kenway. Oh yeah, that is a reference that I need. So thank you. Perfect. Thank you. This is exactly what I needed. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I just added that to my reference pile. All right. The reference she has like this mechanical glove, which I think is interesting, but doesn't quite fit for what I'm trying to do with this. So thinking about adding some pouches to her legs, like some sort of strap pouch thing. Just gonna do it on one side. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it on her left because I'm probably gonna have a gun right here. I plan to have her holding a gun as well. There'll just be guns everywhere. All right, there's one there. I usually like to have two. Just feel like that layered look always makes it more interesting. I did do this a little backwards. Like the way that I did this, then the pouch would be on the inside of her leg because I wasn't paying attention. I think I could just mirror it and it'd be fine. Hello, Putty. All right, it's time for a break to see the dog. Come here. This is dog. Hello. Did you get bored hanging out with Ricky? Ricky's taking pictures of a bunch of minis for the Baby Beast Kickstarter is coming out next week. Or in a few days, who knows. Sometimes I do it early. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work. Okay. I'm gonna leave now. Yep, I'm not gonna pet you anymore. He is the sweetest dog. Labs are the best. Alright, I'm gonna move. I don't want to roll over your feet. Go away. There you go. Alright, mini breakover. Alright. Where is the other strap? There it is. I plan to only have it on one side, but I kind of like the idea of having it on both. Just different heights. Yeah, he wants lap cuddles. Or treats. He likes both. He loves ice cubes, so usually whenever he's coming in here, he's like, wants to go to the fridge. It's probably where he went, honestly. Sweet. So flipping these 180 did work, and I'm really glad because this makes a lot more sense for fit. Go. I'm moving pretty quickly today without a whole lot of commentary, so if there's anything that I'm doing that you're like, how are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Just let me know. A lot of you guys are regular, so I'm sure you've heard me explain the same things 100 times. This is gonna be super cool. I definitely want to add some sort of brace to her arm. Let's see. Something I love about steampunk, the designs are always kind of busy. It's a lot of fun because then I can just keep adding more and more stuff to the model, you know? The color palette is a little bit on this, I think. So I'm going to try and adjust it so there's more color difference. I haven't done a blonde model in forever, so maybe I will make her blonde. Eyebrows are a little too strong, but I can work on that later too. I kind of like how uneven they are right now in the front right there. Need to add a little bit of thickness to this. There's no problems when it prints. There we go. Nothing that's actually visible, but definitely makes a difference. Yeah, I like the blonde a lot more. And of course, at some point I'm gonna go through here and like paint all the belts and stuff too. More focus on like shape, silhouette at this point. I think I'm gonna add a collar to her shirt as well. I don't know. Maybe I won't make this shirt so form-fitting, because everything is pretty form-fitting other than her pants. Or I need to exaggerate one of the two. Let's go with pants. I love pants with a good flare on them. Yeah, I think I need to bring this down around her hips a little bit more too. So let me get a little bit lower. There we go. I think that looks much better. I might flare the sleeves a little bit too. All right. Really happy with this so far. It's just weird right now because she doesn't have her gun, which is what's going to make her a gunslinger, but I'll make that later. See, Andrew's here. Hello. What brush are you using to make the belts? I am using, let's see, Curve Strap Snap. Where is it? This one. And just a tip for you. When you're drawing it on, you can change the size by just changing right here and tapping on it, which you probably already knew that, but what you might not have known is that if you take a curve brush and drag straight off and then hold shift, it'll make a little loop. Oh, that's a bad example because they connected. Here we go. Just like that. And so it saves you a lot of time if you want to wrap around something. Some of these, like this piece right here, that was pre-made, but everything else around it, I just use that brush for. So yeah, hope that answered your question. Graham said blondes have more fun. It's true. Oh, and Sarah mentioned the little roll thing they do. Yeah, it's fun. Man, it really has been a long time since I did a blonde model. In the reference I have, she has dark brown hair and like blue highlights, and so it makes me want to give her red highlights to match the blonde, but then it just looks like I'm recreating myself, but like living vicariously, which honestly, this is totally the kind of character I'd play in D&D. But yeah. Andrew says, oh, I need none of that. Awesome. Oh yeah. In that case, I'm sorry I went through it so fast. If you go to the classroom lessons on the website, I think it's lesson like 21. I have no idea, but it'll say curve brushes and how to use them. That would be the lesson for you. There's a ton of tips in there because you can use these same kind of brushes to make hair too. So yeah, hope that's helpful. This has a really, really good start. I'm trying to think of what kind of pose I'm going to do. Probably her holding her gun. I'm thinking I'm just going to give her two guns. I'm not going to go too crazy. But we'll see. Initially, I called her a gunsmith. Now I'm saying gunslinger because that's just what comes to mind. But I feel like if she's a gunsmith, then she'd have more like gun parts on her. But I still feel like it'd be weird just to have like pieces of guns and not like complete guns. I could do like a pouch full of like screws. You don't screw guns together. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think of something cool. I try to be thoughtful with my models. Sometimes I just add more belts and call it a day. Let's see. How long have I been live streaming? Just about an hour. Alrighty. Alright. For this model, I have run out of steam. This is where she's going to end today. I'm not really thinking of what else to do with her, so that means I'm going to move on to another one. Let's work on the pinup. My very first pinup. Which I'm glad a lot of you guys specifically like the way that I model women, so I'm glad, because I feel like with some creators, when they say they're going to make a pinup, people have different expectations, and I feel like you guys know I'm going to make it really tasteful. Like, it doesn't have to be trashy. I actually love like 50s styles pinup. My boyfriend does too. So like we're decorating a garage with a bunch of like old vintage 50s pinup stuff in our garage. It looks really cool. Lots of polka dots. All right. This is what I have so far. I always do this really quickly before a live stream because otherwise YouTube gets concerned and thinks that there's just naked people on my live stream, so I give them some sort of clothes, just in case you guys are wondering why she has this weird dress on her. Alright. So, I mentioned for my other model, I was worried about that line between, like, Western and steampunk, because sometimes they get diluted. She's probably going to look pretty Western, but I'm okay with that. I think it's going to fit really nicely. So, my thought, though, is like I want to lean more towards like noblewoman than I do like saloon girl. So, gonna try and walk that line. We'll see. I just gotta keep her fancy, not trashy. All right, where is? There we go. Right now, I'm getting like vampire dress vibes, which I love and want to keep, but I know that's not the point of this model. So, I will try to be good. I go for that really like French silhouette with this dress, like that line right here. Obviously, cleavage as well. I always like very flat. Looks very uncomfortable. It's looking very vampire. All right. I'm gonna do like a poofy sleeve here, here. My reference has it at the shoulder, or not shoulder, elbow. I might do that just so it has a more elegant fit. Definitely give her some sort of a choker. And then later I'll decorate it with like lace and stuff. Let's turn on symmetry. Right now that's all it's going to be, but later on I will add lace onto the edges. All right, and then I do want this to touch the ground. A little more ball gown-like. This early stage is just a lot of playing with shapes. You know what? I'm gonna do more of like a mermaid style dress here. That's what my reference has too, and I really like it. Which essentially just means fuller at the top and a more stream fit at the bottom, which isn't working because she's in a standard T pose. Let me quickly pose her a little closer together. There we go. Once I have all the frills and stuff, I think it's going to read really well. As of right now, it's just, and the color, it's totally vampire vibes. And who knows, if I can't stop it from looking all vampire-ish, I will just make that as a different model. All right, definitely give her a cute little hat as well. And there's going to be like a corset pattern on front of her dress as well. There we go. I need to give her hair sooner than later. Actually, let's work on her face really quick. Let's see, the other character I gave blue eyes. I'll do a bright green for her. Victorian vampire is very steampunk. That's true. That's very true. I would love to do that. I don't know. I've seen so many different kinds of interpretation of steampunk. The more Western, the more Victorian, and they're all awesome. And I know I can do one of them, but since I'm doing 3 models, I do want them to look kind of related. So I'm trying to like stick to a theme here, which is funny because you guys are so cool. I know you're like, does it look good? Cool. I like it. Meanwhile, I'm like, do they match? Rosie the Riveter. Yes, that'd be another good... You know what? Let me just throw her into my... I have a reference board up here. Let me just throw her in there too. Because her hair is super cute as well. Oh, that'd be nice. I have ideas. That's now part of it too. All right. All right, so giving her lips more of like a kissy expression to fit with the pinup. I'm gonna taper her chin a little bit. I'm gonna give her just like soft but sharp features, if that makes sense. There we go. I don't want such harsh cheekbones for this model. There we go. High resolution looks much nicer. And really dark lipstick because reasons. As of right now, it's almost looking geisha like her lips. Oh goodness, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted a really soft blush. There we go. I should give her some eyebrows. This looks a little scary. I'm gonna do like really thin eyebrows. That is not. It's a little too big. Let's try it again. That's good enough. I can work with that. I'm kind of thinking of doing yet another blonde, but I feel like with this color scheme, dark brunette would work better. No, I do like the off-putting red and green. I do think it's funny. All right. We'll start with this. Add a little bit of texture to our eyebrows. Oh, Putty came back. Hello. I'm gonna do a bit of a smoky eye for makeup as well. Just something really subtle. All right. I think it's time to give her some hair. I don't know if I have any like updos. Might need to do it from scratch. Just no big deal. I'll do the ponytail base and then just use that for... Just to save me a little bit of time on the shaping. Alright, as much as I love the ridiculous ponytail, it doesn't match this model at all. So let's remove that. Definitely gonna give her earrings. I usually don't, but for this kind of model, I'd like to. Let's fix that ridiculous hairline. Oh, it looks so funny. There we go. It's getting there. Just the process. Go, adding the bun finally, which makes this look immediately much better. I'll probably add some ribbons to her and stuff later on. Whatever, I'm probably gonna do a custom lace for this, and whatever I make for that, I'll use on this as well. Just gonna put a rough texture on this, just so it's not so bland as I'm working on it. Alright, it is coming together. I can see it a little bit more now. Yeah, Grim. I don't care what they match. I just want to paint them. I feel it. Sarah says, I'm thinking of building a medieval cityscape. Since I'm not building battlegrounds for my players, I'm tempted to use this lady as a brothel worker. You totally could. I'm going to try to do her as tasteful, but I mean, hey, when they're this tall, you can glance at it, you see the silhouette, and you can be whatever you want. All right. How long has it been? A little over an hour. Okay, so I worked on this one pretty quickly. All right. I'll take a small break for my wrist. I'm thinking this might be a good stopping point for me too. So you get a quick render on there. There we go. Boom. Some shadow. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this a wrap. Feels like a good time to have a break. and have dinner as well. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to live stream again tomorrow and the next day because I accidentally numbered these 2 out of 5 instead of 2 out of 4, which is what my initial plan was. So I'm going to live stream tomorrow and probably the next day. Looking at my calendar, maybe not. Anyway, tomorrow at 5 p.m. for sure, I will live stream. Thanks you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you later. Bye.